Hello everybody, how's it going today? Welcome back to the channel. So we are going to be doing our spring garden tour today. Let me go on ahead and show you what's going on. We'll start from the side and then just work our way around. All right, so here we go. All right. Now, if you've followed me at all on any of my social medias, you will have seen that we're doing a little bit of an experiment with our strawberries. So the top portion, we have trimmed back the flowers, the very first spring flowers. On the bottom sections, we did not. So far, our top section has been loaded with a bunch of strawberries, and that is supposed to help increase the size. So as you can see, we've got some pretty large ones here. That one's actually ready to come off. And that's supposed to make them sweeter. That's good. Gosh, okay. Listen, I have not had very many garden snacks this year. We did not end up having any sweet peas. So I'm a little low. So over here in this green stalk grow tower here, this is the original green stalk. That one that the strawberries are in is a leaf. So we have an original green stalk and then an original green stalk. This one is full of lettuces. So far, nothing has bolted in the lettuce category here. I have a heat wave lettuce that I'm going to fill in some of the pockets that we've completely eaten out of. We've got one like right up there. You can see that this guy's empty and this guy's empty. But this one over here, we need to completely take stuff out. And then what I will be doing, and I might do a short video on that, is taking some of our extras here and then putting them over there. All right, come around over here to the herb garden. This is honestly one of my favorite spots in the morning. It always smells so amazing over here. All right, so we have marjoram, and then look at this. Let's see if I can get you in there. We've got buds coming out on our chamomile. I'm so excited about that. This is the first time I've been able to get chamomile to come back. I'm usually only able to keep it for a season, but finally, we were able to get it to come back. Now, you would have seen at some point that I hard cut this back this year and actually gave off portions of it to some friends and family, and it is just, it's loaded up here with new blossoms. We've got our purple sage up in there, and the tarragon. Tarragon is going to town right there, let me tell you. But everything in here so far is doing just beautiful, and I'm so thrilled. The goal is to get this really filled out and really well established with plants, and to just let them go nuts and do their thing and not have to mess with it. Now over here, this is also one of the reasons that this section is one of my favorites, but this is our permaculture area all the way down. And so we've got a bunch of echinacea in there. We've got prunella in there. We've got rudbeckia. We've got, thymus, and Indian blanket down here is starting to open up. That guy right there, let me see if I can zoom in for you here. So this guy is an evening primrose, and that came out of the Texas wildflower mix, and he's next to a bunch of different echinacea. I'll be making an echinacea tincture, and I'll show you guys some footage on that. And then the Indian blanket just started to open up. We've had the bachelor's button in bloom for quite a while now. And you guys have seen me on previous videos harvesting that. I actually need to get out here tomorrow, and that is one of the things that I'll be doing, is harvesting a bunch of that and getting it dried. And then we have, of course, our little, well, it's not little anymore, but we have our wall of American elderberry. We had one that ended up not making it. That's okay. I've got more starts. I'm just gonna clear this section out. You can kind of see where it had been previously in here, but just clear it out and then stick a new one in. This one is also an elderberry, but it is a dwarf variety that we were trying to see how it was going to do, maybe be a little bit more manageable, but it's definitely more bush-like. I mean, these are bushy, but it's definitely more of a compact bush compared to those guys right there. And then the elderberry is the start of berry ridge out here. So this is a blackberry that we got from a close friend of the family. I'm going to be working on changing out the trellis though. And then down here, this is a project that you'll probably be seeing on a video, but I need to get all of these weeded and cleared out. This is a raspberry. That is also a raspberry. So I'm going to get the weeds cleared. We've got this pile of pavers. I'm going to get these guys weeded and cleared out. And then I'm going to put in a nice round of mulch. And let me show you asparagus bed. Everything is doing really well in here. We've had all of them come up, so we're very, very excited and very, very happy. We had that there initially as they were coming up because we've had cats. So we took that off once they started to pop up. But over here, now this bed isn't completely full yet. The sweet peas did decide to make an appearance here. It's gonna be too hot before long for them to be really doing much. As you can see, they're kinda, they're not quite what we were hoping they would be for this year, but it was an odd spring, so, or at least for us in this area. But we've got a Russian black crim right here. Then, oh, what am I doing here? What is this? Gosh. And I don't have my book. But, oh, I know what it is. It's Genovese. That's what it is. I knew it would come to me. I had to just go down the list of every tomato I've seed started, which is probably way too many. Okay, now moving down. So over here is Black Beauty. This is one of our trials. Those two guys down there in that bed we've had before, and we've really enjoyed them overall. They're nice, they're meaty, they're flavorful. We've heard good things about the Black Beauty, and I ended up with some free seeds. So we just thought we would experiment and see what we thought about it. And if we like it, great. If we don't, we don't. We will stick to our Russian black crim and the Genovese. Also, we have all of our tomatillos. So this is the same type of tomatillo that we had last year. It's been a little bit slow in the startup, as you can see, but we did have some aphid issues pop up. But these three down here are all purple tomatillos, so that's super exciting. I'm going to be looking forward to trying those. Now, our original, okay, so this is the original bed that I expanded last year. There's a short video on that as well. This one has, right here, we have a yellow pear, and then down there we have a white currant tomato. Those varieties are gonna be a smaller variety, so definitely snack options, but really, really good roasted. And I would love, because the yellow pear tomato is a very, very high yielder, but the flavor in that tomato is everything you ever imagine a tomato to be in one bite. So I'm gonna see if I have enough, which I should, of that one to roast and then turn into a yellow pear tomato sauce. I don't know. We're gonna see. It'll be an experiment, but I'll let you guys know what happens. All right, so we're gonna move on to another bed. Now this is the first short bed that we built, and I believe there was a video on this. Can't remember if it was this one or this one. Maybe it was this one that we showed you the build on. But in here we have our cucumbers, and we're trying a few different varieties. So we have a dark cucumber. That's that guy right. Oh no, that's the Katrina. That Katrina is a hybrid. So these are going to be more bush-like than heavy trellising varieties. But this is one of the hybrids. The other one that we have here is an Ashley cucumber, and if I recall, that one's an heirloom, and so is the Dar. Under there, we just have a nasturtium that we're trying to protect from the birds because they keep bullying the poor plant. And if we go to the other side here, we've got the trellis that comes up and over here. So over here, we've got a line of beans, and if I recall correctly, this one is the cow pea. We grew it last year, has a very pretty purple flower on it as well. Very vigorous grower, just so you know. So some of these guys, like I've got to weed out, because this trellis here is probably only going to support 3 to 4 of them, and so will the soil. Over here we have a Red Ripper pea, and the Red Ripper is basically in the black-eyed pea family, if I understand correctly. And then in here we're full of a bunch of basil, but I have some ground cherry plants that are coming in that I'm going to pick up today. So I'll be pulling out probably those 3 right there and putting them in the empty grow tower down there, which is totally fine. Okay, and then we have more nasturtium down here. That's just one of the good ones as a bug deterrent. And then down here, this is just a Blue Lake pole green bean. So this is just a basic green bean, and I'll be weeding some of these guys out as well because, like I said, 3 to 4 plants. And then this guy down here is probably going to be one of the ones to go because he grew really, really funky. I don't know how that happened. But in here is the beans, and this side over here of the cattle panel is bush green beans. So they're gaining quite a bit of strength because we get a lot of northbound wind and southbound wind, so it hits right across here and goes back and forth. So they're growing and they're getting pretty strong. But we've got 3 different varieties in here. So these guys here are going to be wax green beans, and it's a golden rocky is what it's called. This one right here is the provider bush bean. It's supposed to be a very high producer, stringless variety, and hopefully we'll have enough to hold us over winter. That's what we're going for. We also have a Desperado, and that one is supposed to be a mostly stringless variety, and it is supposed to be very vigorous. Crossing our fingers that we're going to have enough for us and for the dogs. So we'll just see what happens, because we do eat a lot of green beans in our house. And of course, we have the side garden, which is starting to fill in nicely. We did go on ahead and remove the butterfly bush that was here, and we replaced it with a hydrangea. Now this is a, what was it? A little quick fire, I think. It's a little quick fire or a little lime punch. Can't remember which one off the top of my head at the moment. But it's going to be more compact in habitat. I think it only gets about 3 to... So it's not going to take over the area as much as that butterfly bush did, but it has more than doubled since we put it in just a couple months ago. And of course, we've got our coral bells here, and then our Lenten roses are doing well. The only thing that we're kind of wondering about is the grasses. We're trying to give them a little bit more nutrients. Basically what we use is worm castings. Ooh, excuse me, about to lose my hat here. So crossing our fingers that feeding them a little bit better this year, giving them just a little bit more care, maybe that will make a difference for them for the year. Also, before we end, I have this beauty that I'm uber excited about. We had contemplated putting this over there near the permaculture area, but we went on ahead and put it in a pot. It is a spotted lungwort, and that's a plant that can be used medicinally, and it's pretty. It will shoot up really pretty pink and purple flowers, so that's super exciting to me. So useful and pretty. It's a beautiful combination in my opinion. And then one more thing, and then we are done with our tour here. So of course, Mom's beautiful Hosta garden is just exploding. Of course, we do have coral bell there. Almost can see it right there. And then we've got one right there. But we've got the sunflower bed, and the plan, probably a little bit later this year, we're going to widen this out and probably bring it down another foot, maybe a foot and a half, and widen it out so that we can have 2 rows and kind of zigzag all the way down and have some staggered growth going there. But that is our garden tour for spring 2022. I'm super excited. Everything is doing really well out here, and it's just going to be an exciting year to see what we can do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, keep it simple, natural, and essential, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.